Europe attracts fans of the macabre and supernatural with its centuries-old castles, cemeteries, and chapels. These creepy places in Europe contain remnants of the continent's long and blood-soaked history, from fully dressed mummies and skeletal remains of thousands of people in France to ghostly apparitions and alien encounters in Romania's creepy forests. If you're looking to explore the dark side of Europe, this list may give you a few ideas for sightseeing during your holiday. Be warned that some of these creepy Europe places can be rather upsetting, so proceed with caution if you have a weak stomach. Ten creepy places in Europe. Before this video starts, I have a small favor to ask of you. 3 months ago, 91% of people who watch this channel didn't subscribe. We're now down to 82%. My goal is 50%. So if you've ever liked any of the videos we've posted, if you like this channel, can you do me a quick favor and hit the subscribe button? It helps this channel more than you know. Thank you, and enjoy this video. 1. Catacombs of Paris, France. Explore bone-filled tunnels underneath the City of Love. The Catacombs of Paris are a series of tunnels filled with the skeletal remains of 6 million people. The burial site dates back to 1786, when the city's church cemeteries were unable to accommodate the deceased. One of the most bizarre events in the long history of the catacombs occurred in 1793, when Philibert Aspert went missing during his visit. His body was found near an exit, 11 years after his disappearance. While the catacombs span more than 300 kilometers in length, only a small section, about 1.5 kilometers, is open to the public. Admission to the Catacombs of Paris costs €13 for adults. 2. Bran Castle, Romania. Explore the rooms in Dracula's castle. Fans of Bram Stoker may recognize Romania's Bran Castle as the author's inspiration for his most famous fictional character, Count Dracula. Those who live in villages near the medieval fortress believe in staragoi, which are people whose souls leave their bodies to torment victims in their sleep. This creepy place in Europe dates back to the 13th century and served as Queen Marie's royal residence from 1920 till 1957. Its hilltop location offers beautiful views of Bran's expansive countryside. Admission to Bran Castle costs 40 lei for adults. 3. Hill of Crosses, Lithuania. Walk among 100,000 crosses at this pilgrimage site. The Hill of Crosses is a Catholic pilgrimage site located 11.5 kilometers northeast of Šiauliai, Lithuania. More than 100,000 crosses have been erected on this tiny hill, many of which date back to the mid-19th century. It is believed that locals started placing crucifixes, rosaries, photos, and statues of religious icons here after seeing an apparition of the Holy Virgin Mary with baby Jesus at the site. Although it's regarded as a holy place, numerous ghost sightings have been reported over the years. Entrance to the Hill of Crosses is free of charge. 4. Catacombe dei Cappuccini, Italy. See the embalmed remains of a 2-year-old girl. Catacombe dei Cappuccini is one of Palermo's most macabre tourist attractions, where you get to see over 8,000 skeletons and mummified remains propped up against the walls. The bodies are displayed in several galleries according to gender, age, and profession. One of its most visited is the Chapel of Santa Rosalia, which houses the body of 2-year-old Rosalia Lombardo, who died in the 1920s. Displayed in a glass coffin, she is so perfectly preserved that her eyelashes remain intact to this day. while Catacombe dei Cappuccini is open to visitors of all ages. Avoid visiting this if you have a weak stomach, as many of these well-preserved bodies are of children. 5. Hoia Baciu Forest, Romania. Join a night photo tour of this paranormal hotspot. Hoia Baciu Forest, located 9 kilometers west of Old Town Cluj-Napoca, is what many believe to be one of the world's creepiest forests. Many people have reported seeing aliens, ghosts, and floating orbs, or hearing disembodied voices over the years. This creepy place in Europe gained notoriety in 1968, when military technician Emil Barnea took photos of a supposed UFO hovering over the Hoia Baciu forest. There's also a dead vegetation zone in the middle of the forest, despite studies showing nothing unusual about the soil. Several visitors have suffered headaches, nausea, and fainting spells, so be aware of your health if you choose to explore Hoia Baciu Forest. 6. Edinburgh Castle, Scotland. Join a free guided tour of Scotland's creepiest castle. Edinburgh Castle is arguably one of Scotland's most haunted sites, containing countless urban legends, reported ghost sightings, and paranormal activities. Perhaps the most famous is the story of an unnamed piper who disappeared after wandering down an underground passage hundreds of years. Reports of spooky goings-on include sightings of misty figures, things pulling at your clothes, and sudden drops in temperature. Edinburgh Castle is open to the public and offers free guided tours for those looking to experience the paranormal. 7. Sedlec Ossuary, Czechia. See the massive bone chandelier. Sedlec Ossuary is an underground Roman Catholic chapel in Czechia. This creepy place in Europe is also called the Chapel of Bones. Skeletons of around 70,000 people are arranged as macabre decoration and furniture. The central part of the church has a massive chandelier that's made with almost every bone in the human body. There are also skull candelabras and glass cabinets displaying hundreds of bones. Admission to the Sedlec Ossuary is 90 koruna for adults and 60 koruna for children. 8. Château de Brissac, France. Spend a night at this 11th century castle, if you dare. The Château de Brissac, built during the 11th century, is one of the most beautiful castles in France's Loire Valley. While the castle is open for guided tours, wine tastings, and overnight stays, it has its fair share of ghostly encounters and disembodied screams. It's reportedly haunted by the ghost of the Green Lady, who was the young wife of former owner Jacques Brissac. Château de Brissac also attracts non-believers with its grand rooms, antique furniture, and decor dating back to the 15th century. 9. Poveglia Island, Italy. Explore the island's abandoned mental asylum. Poveglia is an abandoned island located between Venice and Lido. During the 14th century bubonic plague outbreak, thousands of victims, dead and alive, were transported to this island in an effort to eradicate the disease. In 1922, a psychiatric hospital was built on the island, which locals claimed to be the site of inhumane practices, torture, and suicides until the 1800s. Poveglia is supposedly off-limits to visitors, but there are tour operators that offer trips to the island for a rather hefty price. Many past visitors reportedly heard screams coming from the dilapidated hospital. Before we continue the final part of the video, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel and turning on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any changes or new content we bring your way. Your participation and support are extremely important to us. Please share your thoughts, opinions, and questions in the comments section below. Your input is valuable to us, and we value the insights you bring to the table. 10. Muscham Castle, Austria. Catch a glimpse of its departed resident caretaker. Anton Muscham Castle, located in Unternberg, was where thousands of people were tried and sentenced to death during the witch trials of the 17th century. The mass hysteria surrounding witchcraft in Austria led to the Salzburg witch trials, which lasted for about 15 years. It's believed that those executed under the orders of the Archbishop of Unternberg were as young as 10 years old. Like many creepy places in Europe, Muscham Castle is open for visits, where you get to explore the grisly torture chambers and possibly catch a sight of a ghost wandering the castle halls. Paranormal investigators claim to have seen the apparition of a man sitting in the dining room. Locals call him Anton, the castle's caretaker during the witch trials. Thank you for being with me so far, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you are interested in seeing more, you can watch it here, and in the end, long live humanity.